The Ghostbusters are back, and I'm bringing you my review. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a review on Ghostbusters 4 or Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I just want to say I am sorry for the different background and maybe the change in quality. I am not home right now, so I'm not at my desk. I am not at my own personal studio to record for you guys. So I figured I'd do a little makeshift video right here because I still want to get out content to you guys and I still want to get out these reviews even though I am not at home. But getting into this is the fourth film in the Ghostbusters series. It is the fifth Ghostbusters movie, but in the chronological order, it is the fourth. And this is a direct follow-up to the third one, which was Afterlife, which came out 3 years ago. And I personally really enjoyed Afterlife. In my opinion, I don't think the Ghostbusters have made a bad movie. I think 1, 2, and 3 are all great films, and I have them all up there together at the top tier. Going into this one, I was a little bit worried because I did see that there was a new director for this film. And I really liked how Ivan Reitman made the first two and then his son came in to make the third. I thought that was cool how his son probably has a lot of respect for his dad and what he was trying to make and what he was trying to do with the first two movies. And he was able to, take that respect that he has and take that knowledge he has of these movies and create something really special for not only us fans but for their family. And so when I saw a new name attached, I got a little skeptical because I was thinking, why didn't Jason Reitman come back on for this one? Is there something with the script? Did he not see another movie that made sense for this universe? I wasn't really sure. Kind of got me nervous, but I do love the Ghostbusters and I still wanted to go see this film. So Tuesday came, $5 movie day, and here we go. We went to the theaters. I wouldn't call this a bad movie, but I don't think I'd call it a good one either. The story feels a little bit jumbled together. This is a movie about guys and girls with proton packs on their back fighting against ghosts. That should never be boring, but for some reason, parts of this film I found a bit boring, and that's not a good thing for a Ghostbusters movie, which should be to turn your brain off, have fun with the sci-fi, and have fun with the comedy. Going back to what I said about the story, it feels a little bit thrown together. It feels like the director of this movie or the writer of this movie, I'm not sure exactly how much he had to do with it, but it feels like they sat down and they watched Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and as they watched, they pointed out little things and they're like, ooh, I like that, let's put that in my movie. I like that, let's put that in my movie. And there was no really original ideas here, besides the main big bad ghost, which I thought was actually really cool. There was no original ideas here with the story. Everything felt like a callback to a previous movie, just little scenes that didn't really need to be there, like where we have Finn Wolfhard where he's fighting with Slimer from the original two movies. That plot point went nowhere. You have this whole scene where it's kind of a, intense scene where this ghost has possessed this garbage bag and they're trying to chase after it, and they're in the library from the first movie, and then they just stop this intense scene to have this little quick nod at Ray seeing the library ghost from the first movie, and the ghost does the same scare and Ray gets scared again, and then they go back to the intense scene, and it's like, what are we doing here? Are we trying to add to the story, or are we just trying to make callbacks to impress the fans? And as a fan, I do like callbacks. I do like when you honor the original films that made this series what it is today. But like in Afterlife, when the callbacks were very small and there was only like 1 or 2 of them, I enjoyed that. In this movie, when it's more about callbacks to the original film and more about, trying to pull at people's nostalgia strings instead of trying to actually create a good story, I think that kind of ruins it for me. Another thing that I have negative about this film is that there was about 12 main characters. You have the 4 kids from Afterlife, you have their teacher and Paul Rudd, you have their mom, they're all 6 Ghostbusters now. You have the 3 originals minus Egon because he sadly passed away. That puts us at 9 Ghostbusters. Now you have the front desk receptionist lady coming in. She is also a Ghostbuster. Then you have this random guy who works at Ray and Winston's lab. He's now a Ghostbuster, and it's like, what's going on? I don't know. There are so many main characters, I don't know who to follow. They try to make a ghost a main character at one point, and I don't know. I like leaning on Egon's granddaughter. I believe her name is Phoebe. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I just recently watched a movie. I like leaning on her as a new lead for this series. I think that is a good decision. However, you should fully lean into her as a new lead. You shouldn't try to have 11 other side characters that all have their own little character arc, a little mission in this. It gets way too complicated. It gets way too crowded in this film. And I don't think you get to spend enough time with any characters to really flesh out a character arc or anything in that sense. That being said, I know I went through a lot of negatives. I do have some positives with this film. I do still think this is a cute, fun little time at the theaters for a Ghostbusters film. Obviously, the comedy does not live up to those 80s Ghostbusters movies in 1 and 2 because you had Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd in their prime, and you can't really beat that nowadays, but the comedy is still there. I still had a couple chuckles. I think that bringing back the Stay Puft dude as those little Stay Puft guys is really fun. I have a lot of fun when they're back on screen. I think that's enjoyable. Like I said, I think the ghost designs in this movie is awesome. I really do like that frozen ghost. I can't remember what they called him in the movie, but the big bad ghost in this movie, I thought he was a cool design. And I thought the way that they had to fight him with these new copper proton packs was really cool. So I do think the world building in here is cool. I just wish they would calm down on the amount of main characters and really focus in. What works about the original Ghostbusters and what made this series so special and what made that like a lightning in a bottle movie was that you have this small scale story about this big scale event. You have these 3 guys and then Winston comes in, you have 4, and they're just hanging out. They're busting ghosts like they say in the movie, and it's simple, but it's fun. And I think when you try to build too much onto it and you have a scene where there's 12 Ghostbusters against 1 ghost, it's like, I don't know, it's too much. If I were making the movie, I would have probably got rid of the Fire Master. I probably would have had Paul Rudd and the mom stay as just like parental guidance characters. I don't think I would have had them been Ghostbusters. I do like bringing back the original 3, but maybe more as like a mentor role instead of like an addition to the team. It was just way too crowded of a film. But like I said, overall, I did have fun with it. It's hard to not have fun with a Ghostbuster movie. That's what they're trying to do, is give you fun time at the theater. They're not trying to, make you think of these crazy things. They're not trying to scare you. They're not trying to, be this intense drama that changes your life. It's just trying to be a fun time with a little bit of comedy in it, and I think it does that. But like I said, with the amount of negatives I have with this film and the way that it just does not live up to those first 3, I have to give this film a 5.5 out of 10. Which does hurt me because I haven't given a single Ghostbusters film to this day under an 8. So if the franchise that's as strong as this one to have a movie as weak as this, it does hurt. I am excited for the next one. I know they're going to do it. You can just tell because this movie's making a lot of money and they had a post-credit scene. They're going for a next one. I hope that they kind of learn from their mistakes here and calm it down, focus on maybe 1 or 2 characters, maybe the brother or sister that are Egon's grandkids, and just, try to have fun with it, make it funny, make it a good film. Don't worry about the callbacks, just worry about making a good story, and really calm it down and uncrowd that film. I think we can get back on the right track with this franchise. Thank you all so much for watching my review, and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this film in the comments below, and make sure to leave a like and subscription on my channel. It helps out a lot. Thank you all again, and have a great day.